Yep.
This time we had a Zoom situation, and these phones, they're supposed to last so long, but I don't know, man. They keep changing the USB plugs, and they keep on making these phones die faster and faster. So go ahead, H, lead us into the next.
I was
juicy
bringing us in. It could go probably to the next segment, but we're gonna leave it as own by itself right now. WAP, Wet Ass Pussy, won a Grammy, and people are
It's that the
concerned.
Republicans go crazy.
What are your thoughts?
No, I want to ask you. I want to ask you first because I feel like I'm gonna go burn the building down and we're gonna get canceled off of this one. I wanted to see maybe somebody who's got two girls thinks about this.
I thought it to be a weird dynamic because if it was, I think we spoke about this yesterday off air. If it was two men up there doing that, it would have been I think it would have been an outrage. But you kind of brought it to my attention and probably would have said they probably would have won another Grammy just because it was two men up there, just because of the state of where we're in right now. But I don't know. Like,
if the name of the song was "Hard Ass Cock," and it was just a dude and he was misogynistic about it, they would have fucking set the stage on fire
for sure. I think we need, like, as me having two girls, it just shows how prevalent, getting your kids out of bad situations, bad neighborhoods, having them educated and let them make the right decisions for themselves. Like, I wouldn't know what to do if that was my daughters up on stage, doing what they were doing. But
scissoring is what they call that.
Hey, I didn't even see it. Did they get gangster like that on the stage?
It was basically, just imagine a lesbian scene in porn, just without the dildo and without the penetration. Wow. It was basically like that.
Okay. So hold on. Let's rewind the tape a little bit. Okay, before I start dialing in and start taking shots at everybody. And this is gonna sound crazy, but if you're supposed to be like a respectable award ceremony, why would you allow that to take place? Like, that sounds crazy to me. And I know what the song is, and maybe Uncle Salty could clarify us because we brought in somebody else with a different opinion on this. But right there, to me, that shit sounds dangerous because this is the show that supposedly kids are watching.
In the beginning of hip hop in like 94 and 95, the most sexual, misogynistic songs I've ever heard, NWA made them on the Niggas for Life album. If you want to go to YouTube and listen to some of those songs, they are just as sexual and obscene, if you will, as Wet Ass Pussy. Just, it didn't win a Grammy back then. And it's kind of crazy to me that Wet Ass Pussy has everyone's head spinning just the way that really NWA did when they came out and they said fuck the police the first time. It's the same almost hysteria over a song when, like, we have a porn empire in this country that I enjoy a great deal, that's worth billions and billions of dollars, and there's sex everywhere. I mean, it's literally everywhere. Whereas when I was a child, sex was a little sex in your face was a room in the back of a VHS department and Playboy magazines behind the store counter at a Brooks Drugs or something like that. And I just think that this is where we are as a society sexually, where it's just everywhere and it's in your face and people are becoming desensitized to it. Wet Ass Pussy, I've heard the lyrics about halfway through, and I gave up on hip hop a long time ago. So
before I let you go, Dustin,
one way or the other.
Before I let you go, Dustin, go ahead.
But they've done this. Hip hop has already done this sexually, and I don't understand why it's a thing now.
I think before you go, Dustin, I think the real issue is, like, the issue that I have is that we could cancel Dr. Seuss and cancel Pepe Le Pew, but this is okay. That, like, that's the issue.
Pepe Le Pew is a sexual harasser like you've never seen before. I mean,
But like, even if it is, it's still
even going
something.
after-
It's still something that you can show your kids. Where it's like, hey, listen, if somebody's grabbing onto you like this or touching you in this manner, you should tell your parents, tell an adult, tell somebody at school. It can still be used as a learning tool, as
it's
opposed.
not a big deal.
Yeah,
I don't think.
and as a instead of canceling it altogether, use it as a kind of a learning tool. Say, hey, if somebody grabs you like this, because I have two daughters, and I say, hey, if somebody grabs you here or grabs you down there or touches you or tries to make you touch something, even if it's me, even if you feel comfortable that you think it's me or mommy or anybody who you know, family member, you tell somebody that so you feel comfortable and safe. So I think we should take those like Pippa the Pew and say, teach it to kids and say, hey, listen, this is a little maybe too aggressive and so on. But the issue,
Actually, it's persistent.
yeah, I think the major issue is that, like, I'm mostly center, like I'm almost center left on most issues, but like the far left is so annoying and so radical that it makes you not want to be on their side and pushes you to the other side. So, Dustin, I want to hear your thoughts because I know you're ready to explode on this. So
I had to talk to this motherfucker and get counseling off of this shit yesterday because I was about to blow a fucking gasket. So I'm about to steal two things really quickly from our news or no news segment. So first of all, and we'll prelude it a little bit. You're telling me that Wet Ass Pussy wins a fucking Grammy, yet Nas hasn't won a fucking Grammy since 2021, and he's been in the building for 20 fucking years? Number two, I thought those were songs about music. Now what? I just don't understand. We've really lost the tea leaves here, or not the tea leaves. We've really lost our point of view on how we're classifying what good music is. Now, granted, the song is fire. I love beats. That beat is sick. The Cardi B. Homegirl is my idol because she's a real chick and she says what she feels and she's confident and she's gangsta and she owns it, and that's what it is. And that's the kind of women that I like. I want gangster women who are understand their bodies and know how to use them and know what they want when they're with other people. Now that said, Bill Burr, to steal another thing from our segment, got annihilated for making a joke about woke feminism. This is the thing. I feel like they want their pie and the cake and eat it too. You can't and Salty try to fix this on me. I'm not speaking about myself, okay? I'm speaking about the delusional dude out there, right, who's trying to ask for permission but doesn't know how, and you hear a line like, put that Mack truck in my little garage. That is not a good idea to send to homeboy. He's going to lose his fucking mind. And look, I don't side with any of these CNN people, or I don't side with, any of the Fox cats. And I know I'm going to get torched too for saying this, but I think Candace Owen has a point. If you're trying to get respect for your people, let's just call them people, because now they're going to be Dems and they are and us. Fuck the pronouns. So if you want to get more respect in your side, I think it's a little dangerous to be promoting a song that says, spit in my mouth, choke me with your cock, when poor Deshaun Watson just had it maybe touched and he's going to get crucified. You understand? And so this is the thing. I feel like maybe it's what you're saying. The extreme left, and we're going to get into this in a second because we're going to talk about staying woke. But the extreme left is banging about their chest on shit. At the same token, they get crazy about other stuff. I just think it might be blurring the lines. I think, like I said, I think the song is fire, but it's very dangerous. And we shouldn't be like, to me, if I want to see a strip show with clothes on, I know where the strip clubs are. I think that it does these artists kind of a disservice because the average person is going to look at them and say that girl is behaving in a whorish manner, when that's not entirely true. It's a performance piece, but we're losing, I feel, right? And again, might get killed, but we're losing, like, I think like Cardi B is amazing and her story is phenomenal, but now people might be looking at her in a different light, and that you're going to blow up because you're over sexualizing yourself. I just think that it's crazy. I already thought it was crazy in the beginning, and I didn't even listen to the song
also
when the
to
first
put it
song
into
came
perspective,
out. I didn't even know what it meant. Everybody was like, "Whap, whap, whap."
Also,
I seen it towards the end, and then when I seen it, I was like, "This song is fire!" But holy fuck, women are screaming at the top of their lungs about toxic masculinity and how we're trying to grope them and go after them and all this other shit. I get all that. We should be asking permission for everything. But I don't think it's helping the dude that's on the fence who doesn't know how to talk to a chick and hearing tracks like this. But this is also the difference too. in the hood, dating is different than dating in the burbs and in dating in the big cities. Because in the hood, a lot of gangster chicks don't give a fuck.
And
They don't care.
And not to kill Cardi B, but there's several things. One, that wet ass pussy, whatever, keeping her man cheated, and she was trying to file for divorce. So like that WAP didn't keep homeboy. So that's one. Two,
Man, we ain't never getting Cardi B on the show now.
You know, are you questioning my girl Cardi's skills in the sack?
I'm just saying that she the homeboy still cheated on her. So
it's more than what asked.
Correct. I think I said this last week. I was talking to my other boys. For every hot chick out there, there's a dude tired of fucking her. No matter who the shorty is. But another thing that kind of works against Cardi is that kind of sucks, and it got passed over, and it was really no news, which it should have been news. It was like maybe 2 years ago where she said that she would drug men.
Remember that shit? And she'd get a crucified for that, which is crazy. Please finish this statement because this is extremely important to hear.
She would drug men, rob them, and do whatever to them and leave.
Yeah, that's standard. That's like standard street prostitute operating procedures. Like when there's no regulation in illegal stuff, people do illegal things. And I mean, what better than some dude that comes in for a prostitute can't go to the cop after I give him a drink and take $800 from him. I mean, like that is.
Yeah, but if you're gonna get investigated by the LAPD for carving pieces out of chicks and eating them, then they got to be under the same fucking scrutiny too, man. Because that's some bullshit that you could fucking drug a regular Joe dude who thinks he's gonna have a good time and you just rob him, because that is death, right? And I don't even know all the laws and shit, but you could go to jail for that.
But once you go into something that you know is illegal, you forfeit all your rights to the protection of
all right,
legal.
that's true. See, that's why we gotta have you on. Yeah, thank you.
But what if what if they didn't know it was going to be an illegal thing? Because then she would have to she would have to admit that she's a prostitute. Is what I'm saying. So she would be in an illegal activity.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, like, if I meet Shorty at the bar, buy a couple drinks, we're going back to my crib, I have no idea that she's gonna drug me and rob me for my chains, my watches, my money. Like that's technically what she said she would do to survive in the streets. And now, don't get me wrong, you know, like Jay-Z sold crack, other people sold dope, Master P sold drugs, he sold shit out of his car. Like, don't get me wrong, but if a man were to come out and say, hey, I drugged women. Look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby literally did what Cardi B did. You know, but he just did it over a long period of time, so it looked way worse. But she still did it.
Sexually assault them, and she would rob them.
You know, but it's just like, let's say, right, for instance, if we don't know if this happened, let's say she robbed somebody, right, a guy for $5,000, and that guy owed that $5,000 to somebody else. What happens if that guy got killed? Now, is it her fault that he got killed? Like, it's a weird balance of you don't know what can happen. What if that 5Gs was for his kid or something, and now he got taken to court, he got arrested. Like, we don't know the ripple effects of what she did, but it was okay that because she did it. You know, like it's a crazy thing.
Okay. It was absolutely not okay. It's never okay to drug and
of course not. But I'm saying to the public. To the public, it was okay because it wasn't a story. It was spoken about and glossed completely over. Like, all right, Cardi B did this so much to survive because she's a woman. Because so many women have been disenfranchised, so they get to she gets a whole pass.
Well, I mean, when you're like a prostitute, I guess people feel like sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that it's cool that she drugged and raped people, but what I'm saying is, like, when you get to that level of existence, you know, where like you feel like you have to sell your body, you're going to do a lot of other things that people find not good.
I just think, like I said, and I'm not gonna try to do this because the woke feminism, they're gangster, and I'm not trying to piss them off at all.
Right.
Fuck them.
I respect women. I love them. I know you gangster. But what I'm saying is that if you're trying to retrain men on how to handle women, WAP is not helping.
Okay, I just want to say that we have sexualized almost every female artist that's possible.
Female artist.
All of them. All of them. I mean, look at Miley Cyrus, the queen of twerk. Um, Madonna, you know, when she did the Like a Prayer thing, the whole world flipped because she's on the stage grinding her hips. I used to watch Beyonce videos, and those videos were like softcore porn videos, but she had her clothes on. So we, as a society, have sexualized the hell out of what's the girl that got beat up by Chris, whatever his name is.
Rihanna.
Rihanna has been like they've all been sexualized. That's the only way we accept women in performance is to sexualize the living hell out of them.
But I also think in rap and in R&B, that's like that's the envelope that's pushed the most, right?
It's
because
worse.
Rap is really, and I love rap, but they do a disservice to women on the way they talk about them, the way they reference them, the word that's thrown around crazy to reference them. And then when they're the artist, they also sexualize. I mean, look at Little Kim, right? Little Kim always was half naked doing most of the shit.
Which speaks to my point, but like, we've always done that. The way that they get into anything. That's what we as men in our society have. That's what they're here for. Like a fucking prick, but I mean that's what it's been. So it just seems like this is the natural progression. We've been doing this our entire lives. Every female artist I can think of has been sexualized.